Scrappy friends, it is Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters, and thank you for joining me for Confessions of a Paper Addict design team layout. So I'm starting off my layout today by backing my piece of 12 by 12 pattern paper onto a black border. And this is the same paper that I used to cut out my cut file, so I am not creating any wastage. I'm using a cute little Rosie Studio collection. There was actually a Christmas collection that I had in my stash, and I've just pulled out all the bits and pieces that are really wintry, because as you know, here in Australia we do not have a winter Christmas, so all the snowflakes and bits and pieces are really not useful to me at all in a Christmas collection, so I have pulled those out for a little snow trip. Now, one of my friends recently from Canada mentioned that she didn't really realise that there were places in Australia that were easily accessible to go to the snow. So if that is also someone like you, I am here to show you that yes, there is. We have quite a few places in Australia that gets a decent amount of snow and that we are able to go tobogganing, which is what we're doing here with the boys. We can also cross country and downhill ski on our slopes. There's a couple of mountains here that are set up and ready for that. They're certainly not as big and as deep and as luscious as what you would get in a colder part of the world. And we do have to make use of snowmaking machines on occasion as well to sort of help it along, to try and cut the sort of, the iciness of the snow compared to the fluffiness. I'm not a huge snow expert at all, but yes, we definitely do have snow. It is not super nearby our capital cities though, so I will say that it is a little bit of a day trip to get up into the mountains. So we decided it was time for the boys to see snow for the very first time. They have never ever been to the snow, and so we took a day trip. It's about a 4-hour day trip, 2 hours there and 2 hours back, to go and do some tobogganing. We didn't do any skiing this time around because I wasn't sure if they would like the snow. I know this sounds really obvious, but snow is cold and wet and hard, and so I just wasn't sure how they would take to it. But Jack absolutely loved every second of it. So I'd really love to take him again one season and enroll him in ski school. I would do some skiing because I love it, and just get out and about and enjoy a little bit. So onto this layout, you will notice that I'm using a cut file called Snow Good. It is actually a cut file called Up to Snow Good, but I just could not fit the words up to as well as all of my photos as much as I wanted to, because I adore that title. I ended up having to make the tough decision and cut the up to part off, which is also a shame because I'd gone ahead and used embossing powder to emboss all of my black letters white to be the snow, and then they just had to go in the bin. So that is a waste of my time too. So I really did want to keep the title Up to Snow Good, but unfortunately I just couldn't get this layout to work with all 4 of my photos. So that is what I've done to the letters. They are just the letters that came from inside the cut file itself already. I embossed those, and then I've popped those up on foam. So the cut file itself is stuck flat to the paper, but the inside letters are popped up on foam. So when you kind of look at it up close, you can see there's a bit of a dimension and a bit of a popping out effect of those letters. And so now I'm popping my photos, grouping my photos up onto the top section. So it's kind of like I've divided my layout in half, and this is just showing how the boys enjoyed being at the snow. What else can I tell you? Don't forget to check that description box down below. I have, of course, got a link to this direct cut file, and if you're in Australia, that could be very handy for you right now. And I also have a link to the Etsy shop, where there's like thousands of cut files in there for you as well. There's a cut file for everything. And a link to the Facebook group. I definitely recommend joining the Facebook group. It is where we share everything, all of our layouts, and other amazing creators share their layouts as well. You don't just have to be a cut file creator. You can absolutely just share normal layouts. And it is also the place to find out about sales that are coming up, or get your free cut file for the month, or as well as any challenges or anything that Virginia might set. So as I mentioned earlier, I pulled out all of my sort of winter themed bits and bobs from this collection, the snowflakes and the wintry animals, and I'm just popping those in. It looks like 4 places around the page, but it's going to end up being 3 places around the page to create that visual triangle. I don't specifically need to create a visual triangle with this layout. What I actually want to do is tie the bottom half where the title is and sort of tie that top half with it, because at the moment they look quite separate, quite like there's 2 completely separate things going on this page. If I could do a do-over, I would probably smidge the Snow Good up a little bit higher and the photos down just a little bit lower, so they're actually touching each other, just to give them a bit more of a home, and that to show that they belong together and that they are grouped and not separate. But overall, I'm really pleased with how this layout came together. I'm just popping on my gold and then my black, and then you will have a sneak peek, or not a sneak peek, an actual peek at the close-up photographs as well, which should give you a closer vision of how that embossing powder looked on those letters. I only did 1 layer. I kind of wanted the black to show through a little bit, and I wanted that kind of puffy textureness to it, so it looked a bit like snow. Thank you so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see you all again next week. Bye everyone.